Our popularity was as raving as her deaths. The death of the late popular gospel artist Osinachi has stirred up the debate over abusive marriage on social media. The police have arrested the husband of the late popular gospel artist Peter Nwachukwu over her death. According to reports, the Dunamis International lead singer passed away at a hospital after receiving treatment due to severe chest pain sustained by domestic abuse by her husband. The FCT Police Public Relations Officer Joseph Ada confirmed that Nwachukwu is in their custody pending conclusion of investigations. Jide, I don't understand this till death do us part marriage. Yes, that's the vow they used to take in the altar, but as we've seen now, death, you don't have to see death before you leave that marriage in case when the thing becomes toxic and abusive.
Yes, I don't also agree that God gave us life to fritter it away cheaply. I do not agree. God gave us life and He said we can have it in abundance. Having it in abundance is not to stay in an abusive relationship. Abusive relationship can be of different types. It could be sexual, it could be physical, it could be emotional. Just get out of it.
If you are not happy,
just get out of it. If your life is in danger, most especially, because you are not as strong as the man, and the man turns you to a punching bag and does that consistently.
And
you don't
care. You want to look at what the church members will say, what your family will
churches
say,
will tell you,
the opinion of other people.
Churches will tell you
your happiness.
Churches will tell you, no, don't get out of this relationship. It's not good. God does not want divorce. But churches should also be quick to tell us that God does not condemn those who are divorced, because the same scripture says that God says, come to me. So those who are in need of emotional stability, God is ready to receive them. If He is God, then He cannot reject those who are divorced, especially on account of coming consistently under physical abuse. I know that God cannot be so wicked as to be happy to see someone in a kind of relationship that could lead to his death, and then He will want that person to remain there. No, that's redefining the nature of God. Imagine that God will know that you are in a relationship that can cost you your life, and He will be happy to have you remain there until you lose your life. No, He gave us life in abundance. That means He's happy to see us not just stay alive, but prosper. So never bother yourself about what people will say, what the church will say. They are not in your shoes. They are not in your shoes. You are the one who knows where it pinches you. And once everything has ended, you will discover that even some of these people that you don't want them to complain, they won't be there for you and your family
at all.
For most men who are good family men, they don't want any situation that will make them to lose their wives. And I've seen people lose their wives either through childbirth or anything, who refuse to remarry because they are not sure that the incoming woman will treat the children just as much as their mother treated them. And the moment you maltreat the children of a woman who is dead in the presence of the husband, that memory will keep coming back. That's why a lot of men refuse to remarry, because they can't get that guarantee. So pushing is like committing suicide to remain in a relationship where your husband or even your wife, because it's a two-way thing. We've seen many women these days kill their husbands in their sleep and all that. One just did it some days back, I think in Osun, because that one announced I was going to get a second wife. The next thing is the woman took his life while he was sleeping. So whether it is for the man or the woman, abusive relationship, just make sure that you get out of it before it is too late.
I'm talking about of personal experience now. Now it is on both sides. Yes. Once your happiness is going to be compromised, once you see that, look for the rest of your life, that this is becoming toxic and this is becoming abusive. But because of religion, because of what people will say, a lot of people will stay in there and look at this sister, she has to pay with her life.
I think people who, let me speak as a Christian, I think people who use such as an excuse are either ignorant or mischievous. After the fall in the garden, if you look at the Bible, God told the woman that your desire shall be after your husband. And I've never seen any woman whose desire is for the husband to be battering her. I've never seen it anywhere. Then the man is expected to take care of his family. And there are qualifications that even in the church, if a man wants to take a position, the Bible spells out the qualifications, the character traits the man has to have. And none of it includes he should be a wife batterer or he should maltreat his wife. It's not there. In fact, where it even talks about the qualification for a deacon, he says he should be able to take care of his house. And then again, another place says a man who can take care of his wife is worse than an unbeliever. So now, a man who batters his wife cannot be said to be somebody who is serving God. So if ministers of the gospel, maybe for fear of maybe losing members, or for fear of maybe losing,
now she's a gospel artist.
Even the church where she was ministering has not said anything.
That if she leaves this man,
if you go on
they
Twitter,
might not be calling her for ministration because she's a divorcee, or the perception and the opinion of what Christians will say.
The Jew of the church and his wife, they tweet regularly, but on this they have been silent even up till now. So what example are they trying to show? So it even shows that the woman had no solid support base. You've read the interview a newspaper had with the eldest sister, where it looked like the man told them, was said to have told them that they couldn't do anything to him. I think, I'm happy. Unfortunately, the woman died, but this thing took place in the FCT. And the FCT was the first to adopt the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. So it's clear, the police have their work cut out. Once they're able to establish culpability on the part of the man, the VAPP should be applied speedily so that the family will get justice.
We have to leave all our dogmas, those things that they used to tell us and everything. They are not in conformity with today's reality.
Yes. Maybe
our mothers, they used to survive the battery of our fathers.
Our parents, our mothers were much more submissive. Some of the social issues that we have now were not there. The pressures that people go through, that couples go through now, were not there. In those days, you are a graduate, companies are in competition
to employ you. So economic reason is not the issue.
A lot of families are in distress now. A lot of marriages are under threat now because of social problems, issues of he does not have a job to do, this and that. I know someone, I know a woman who harassed his husband or her husband emotionally and physically at a time when he didn't have a job. And that man, invariably, the woman was behaving the way she liked. Go home, go out, you will not even tell him anything. The way, when you lose your job as a man, the way you get spoken to even changes. You are now treated like a leper. You are treated like a sweet wrap on the floor with no value. So
you are not in charge.
You are not in charge.
Financially.
You are not in charge. At a point, your wife could even tell you to go and take the job of a megad, just so that you have a job. When that friend of ours eventually now got another job, he had no choice to move out. He was just waiting for that opportunity. He said, if my wife could be this terrible in my time of adversity, then I have no reason to remain with her for the rest of my life. And that was the end of the marriage. That was the end of the marriage. So a lot of things happen these days. For me, look at the young man that was killed by the wife, the one that even posted it on Facebook. Say, I survived. He said, I survived an attack by my wife.
The first night,
instead of him to move out of that house, take to his heels, he slept there. The same woman went back.
Yes, 13
went
times.
Back.
The woman
stabbed him repeatedly until he killed him. Why must you wait until you get killed? When you get killed, it's your children that will suffer. In our world today, people have their own issues. They will not take care of those children for you. You see those children moving from one point to another, and people denying them help. So people have to use their head. Use your head beyond what you are told, either in your church or in the mosque. Use your head. Is it commonsensical to behave in this way? If it's not commonsensical, then you get out. The sister was narrating how they were traveling and the man was overspeeding, and the wife said, this overspeeding, reduce this speed now. He replied with a slap. This same man.
For such
if all of those things are
popular woman,
Madunagu, if this what we had read about this guy were to be the truth,
a lot of things left much to be desired.
Then his case should be handled expeditiously, and the law of the land should be visited on him.
The children should even be taken away from him.
All right.